So,
Yeah, good evening. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, before the game, left with a bit of spontaneity. Had to replace Thomas Ostrak with Jabulo Blom. Yesterday took a knock in training and tried to continue. He just couldn't. This morning, having treatment. Unfortunately, he couldn't start the game. I think over the last couple of games, we could see a small absence in the heart of that midfield. So having said that, play a game as we did, just looked at all the statistics. I think such a dominating performance from the boys. I see a lot of potential in these guys. And it's almost a pity and it's a shame that we don't get anything out of these games, Today, more so than ever. I think one shot on target for Seattle, they scored 2 goals. So, sometimes when you're in a bit of a hole and you're in a bit of a rut, small things go against you. But I did like the urgency and energy the last 10 minutes of the game. And you could sense it. You could feel something coming. You could feel something brewing, which was maybe lacking a little bit in the first half. So, if I had only one wish from that first half was a little bit more urgency to come out the blocks flying. So, again, we don't get anything out of this game and we keep on going.
Thanks, Coach. Kicking off the top.
Brad, do you on the attack, are there too many shots that are like right at the opposing goalie? It seems like they're like right in the goalie's chest early every time.
What do you want me to say about that one?
Well, I don't know. Do you feel that's the case? And if so, does that reflect something about the team in some way? Or
I don't know. 22 shots, 7 on target, 6 corners. Again, sometimes, you can dominate in every category, but, if you don't dominate the scoreline, you don't win games. So again, we will continue on our pathway of what we believe a success looks like, right? So whether that's in training, whether that's in games, whether that's personnel, whether that's decisions that are uncomfortable, we will continue to, look through every scenario to try and mitigate through this moment.
The boost at the end, how much of that was obviously the situation of trying to catch up and just the presence of Edu Lowen on the field at that?
Sure. I mean, I think you can see a sense of urgency, sure, when he comes in, but there's a respect factor for the opponent as well, that Edu Lowen is now on the field, right? So they know every dead ball scenario, they know every cross, they know every moment Edu can make a play. So, it's good to have him on the field. It's good for him to be free in this moment, to isolate him in the soccer field, in the game, just to focus for the next 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it was, just on something, where he's got, a soccer ball and with his teammates, So, but I thought he did a heck of a job and gave us a lot of inspiration and a lot of life.
Justin.
Hey, guys. When Noki comes on for Indiana Vasiliev in the 56th minute, it seemed like you're giving him a lot of instruction before he came on. Was that more just a relay of the formational shift as he came in, or what were you telling him in that moment?
No, the formational shift was fine. It was more positional with Rasmus Alm stepping up as a second striker with Klaus. And then he took over the role of the right 10 position. So for him, it was more just a tactical detail of what I wanted in the pressing and what I wanted in the attack. So, I thought he did a decent job.
Yeah, that was one of his longer appearances lately. How did you feel that Noki did in general?
Yeah, well, he's earned it. So, guys that are working hard in training and put themselves about, they get rewarded.
Yeah.
Just going back to that same shift, just what kind of goes into the decision to instead of putting Celio up as a second striker, going with Alm? I know they kind of had taken Alm out of the games at time on the right side. Was that just getting him involved in a different way while still staying wide with Celio's play, or like you said, just was it all about the press?
Yeah, I thought you could sense Celio getting in the final third a lot more on the ball. We got him to better pockets in the second half, just off the shoulder of Roldan. So Celio's always dangerous when he's cutting in. We like Celio up top too, but I think Rasmus is the automatic choice because we rotate him inside anyways. That was the play on that one. So pretty much what you saw.
Jacob.
What's your message to the team kind of after a performance like this? They dominate in so many categories, yet they still come out on the losing end and they lost 3 straight now.
Yeah, I mean, if we were in the sport only for the good times and the wins and what have you, then we would be dreaming, right? It would be a fairy tale, and there's always two sides to reality, right? So, you know, to pick yourself up and to bottle everything up in that last 10 minutes, you could just see and sense a feeling of urgency, willingness, conviction, pride. So a lot of these things played in the last 10 minutes that we weren't okay with what's gone on here. And that, for me, was good to see from the boys, you know, a response. So yeah, we've got a tough uphill stretch now, right? So there's no easy games. There's been none since match day 1, and every point, every goal, everything is hard earned for us. And yeah, but again, I see a lot of potential in this group, in my group. So we'll continue to do what we believe in and focus on our principles and make sure that we come out next time and play with a lot more urgency and energy and conviction.
I don't know how much you check social media, but there was a social media buzz over the last few days about fans wearing gray because that's the color for brain cancer awareness. And it was pretty clear when Edu checked into the game, the support that he had, and a lot of fans wearing gray. And there were some signs. What was your kind of point of view of when he checked into the game and kind of how the fans have supported around him?
Yeah, it's been incredible. It's incredibly humbling to know that Edu has the support, you know, structure around him, not just within the club, but also in the outside world. So, you know, if I know Edu as well as I do know him, Edu's not looking for any attention. He's not looking for anything. He just wants, you know, the best possible scenario for Ilona. You know, and just to continue playing soccer, you know, that brings a lot of joy to him and his teammates. So, yeah, I mean, it's incredible support. It's incredibly humbling. And yeah, sometimes there's words that, you know, I'm missing in these types of moments because it's something that, you know, has never been part of what we've had to deal with. So again, these are new moments for us. But again, Edu's not looking for any attention. He's not looking for, he just wants to do his job and play the best to his ability and inspire his teammates. But with that, he's actually inspiring all of us because of this journey him and Ilona are on. So yeah, thank you again to everybody. It was a massive gesture and we truly appreciate it.
Well, there we go.
The defense was just kind of smothered Seattle. What was the key for them today on doing the job they did? Because really they not many chances for the Sounders.
Yeah, they have some tricky players. They have some different ways to get at you, and that starts with Rui Diaz and Jordan Morris up top, you know. So Morris in the wing play with balls in behind or in isolation with 1v1s. I thought we did a hell of a job. You know, I thought we smothered them. I thought, yeah, playing with 3 defenders essentially, with Totland as well in the attack. And then when we defend, yes, we're in a 4, but you know, when we have the ball, we feel we are our most vulnerable. And I thought for the most part, we were able to mitigate that, force Morris to defend a lot deeper than he usually does. Again, it's a real shame and a pity that we sit here empty-handed, you know, but these are the moments we have to get up and get our chest out and our head up and embrace these moments, because these are challenging times. And this challenges me as a coach and, you know, challenges the players as well, because nobody's happy here after a performance like that, which was a really positive and encouraging one. To get nothing out of it hurts. But now we have to continue to grow, you know, and learn how to be ruthless in the box, because we need, you know, we're not getting too many chances. Yeah. We have to now take them. We have to make sure we do something like the last 10 minutes to will each other to success. And that's the message for the boys.
Is there a level of frustration as a coach of just, you know, how much you can control, you know, the schemes stopping shots from coming in, you know, you're creating your shots, but the finishing part that, you know, you can't really have any control over. Is there a frustrating part of it? The one thing that you guys don't have right now is a part that you can't affect in the game in any way?
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was that easy. You know, I take a lot of ownership, and I take a lot of pride in what I do. You know, we like to think that we've covered all the corners, and even, you know, trying to free up the guys in the best spots possible for them to get maybe the time, the angle, you know, the moment, the cross, you know. So we look at all these plays, right? Because every team poses a different structure in the box, especially. So, yeah, I challenge the staff, they challenge me, the players challenge me, you know, so, and then we go and try and execute on game day. And this is the story as a pro, and this is the story of our lives. So again, none of us are happy about the situation. Let that be clear. We've experienced far better. We've had a lot more joy. We've had a lot more smiles on our faces, but that doesn't mean we get up in the morning and go again. And then that's been the message for the boys.
Tom.
I realize it's new, but is Ostrak, do you think it's anything long-term or?
I really can't. Like, focus was on the game today. You know, we had to get Jubs notified early to make sure he's ready to go. So haven't even focused about that. We're in tomorrow. We'll assess and see what's going on. We've got a massive week before us now before we head to Miami.
Yeah. And with that, you were talking about how you were handling the back. Was that why Hebert started today? You were talking about 3 in the back, defending.
We defended in 4.
Yeah.
When we have the ball, we defend in a 3.
Yeah. Yeah. But was that why you went with Hebert rather than Marcanic?
Yeah, I just thought there's good momentum, and I thought Carl's done a hell of a job in training. I thought he's done well in games. So when you try and now find a good structure, good rhythm, you know, and yeah, we just want to make sure that we keeping ticking along. You know, there's competition for places, and it's nuances. There's small moments that maybe one is in, maybe one is out, right? So, and that was one of the decisions today with Anthony. But Anthony's done a great job. So, you know, he's done nothing wrong. He's played well. This was just a decision today.
How maddening are plays like that first goal where Kyle blocks the shot and then the bounce it takes is.
Yeah, it's always an after the fact. I know we were down to 10 players, you know, so Klaus was on the sideline and we're trying to get him in, and, you know, so again, even so, I have to look at it back again. I'm not sure how they get 2 plays through and then out wide, right? So it's always, usually for me, it's not the play that happens. It's, I go connect the dots, you know, 3, 4, 5 passes behind there, and see what goes on. Yes, I know we had a man down, and you know, we'll have to look at that and see how we can mitigate that.
Coach, thank you for.
Thank you very much.
Thomas, how do you look at a game like that where you guys controlled the game, you limited what they could do, and you lose the game 2-1?
Yeah, it's like you go into that half a break and feel like you've had all the chances and they've not had any, and then we come out in the second half and wanna score some goals, and they get that lucky first goal, and then the second one after, and after that, I mean, we come alive, we're on the front foot, and we get that one goal, but yeah, when they score 2 here, it's always hard to win.
You need to have that feeling that you had once you were down 2-0 earlier in the game.
Yeah, of course, you know, that's the feeling that you want to have, and we'll have to look into why we don't have that from the start. But yeah, it shows that we're capable of creating a lot of chances if we want to, and that's something to take into the next game.
You just had a feeling there that, especially once it got to 2-1, that the chances were there clearly. I mean, Klaus hits the post, that you had to think there, you could tie the game.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that now in these games. You know, it's always the post out for us, and soon that will turn and in our favor, and then we'll start winning games.
Tomas, some of that momentum really started when Edu Lowen comes onto the pitch for the first time back at CITYPARK. What was that like with him back out there and playing with him in a game situation again?
No, you know, Ed is so good. When he's on the ball, you feel comfortable that he's not gonna lose it. And yeah, on that goal, I see him getting the ball, and I know that he will find me, and that's why I make that run. And yeah, great ball by him.
Is it refreshing that and sending in those free kick balls and have those?
Yeah, of course. You know, he's a super player, and we're super happy to have him back. And yeah, can't wait to get more minutes with him.
Just one shot on target. Obviously, I know loss. It's hard to talk about the positives, but just can you zone in on just how you guys were able to stop, you know, to hold back Jordan Morris from really making more runs than the one he was able to break through with? Yeah,
you know, he's a super fast player. You saw that on that one breakaway in the first half against Blom, but yeah, it's just about not giving him time and yeah, covering that back space when they're free on the balls.
you guys have lost 3 in a row now, which is a rare thing for this team. 2 of them have been against 2 of the best teams in the league. What do you take out of this, especially going into a game against Miami? next week?
Yeah, you know, you always go out of the game looking at the positives, and like today, you know, we could have easily won this game if we scored on all our chances. I had one in the first half that I should have gotten on the target at least, and you know, if we can start scoring those goals, we're gonna win games.
Is the quality of shots you guys getting good enough? It seems like when you talked about being off target or shots that go straight to the goalie. I mean, how does that look to you?
No, you know, you always want to get it on target, but sometimes the ball doesn't come the way that you want it, and you have to adapt to that. And yeah, I feel like it's these fine margins that are gonna change soon, and then we'll start scoring goals.
Did you guys feel you did better in moments?
Yeah, for sure. You know, after this game, you know, I have this feeling that we should have won this game. You know, I don't think they had more than 2 or 3 shots on target, and it felt like we were all over them. So yeah, super disappointing that they scored on their two chances and we didn't score on ours. But yeah, it's the game's past, and we have to look towards Miami.
Oh. Thomas, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time. Thank you. Thanks, Thomas.
Well, for first, how did it feel out there? Obviously, the first time back here, and the crowd obviously was very enthusiastic about seeing you out there.
Yeah, the welcome of the fans was definitely amazing and something I looked forward to for a long time. So that was, yeah. Besides that, we didn't win the game. It was great, and I'm very thankful how the fans treated me or are treating me.
You obviously didn't play the first 70 minutes, but did it seem like there was a greater sense of urgency there around the time you got in those closing minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to give the team the best impact I could, and I think like in this situation, I was like about to come into the game 1-0, and then we concede the second goal. Yeah, but I think we came good back in a really good way. I think we had a lot of chances, and I think Seattle goes home very happy and also kind of lucky with the 3 points. But I mean, in the end of the day, they don't care, and sometimes you just gotta take 2 chances you get in a game and win the game. Obviously, the first one is not even a chance. It's well defended by Carl, but there's nothing he can do. There's nothing Roman can do. It's just very unlucky.
Jacob.
I know we've asked you in the past about, you know, integrating back into the team since the injury and coming back, and you're like, yeah, I have chemistry with these guys. It's normal. But how have the last 2 games been kind of getting into game speed with this group again?
Yeah, obviously I didn't have the easy situations coming back into these 2 games because in Cincinnati we were 2-1 down. Now we were down 2-0. So yeah, it wasn't as easy, but it was definitely good. And as I said, like we created a lot of chances, and I think we could have scored like the second one, or like almost had to score the second one. And I think like even a win would have been possible today. But yeah, it didn't come out that way. But yeah, we just got to keep going.
I have to ask you, before the game, there were a lot of social media posts about fans wearing gray, and there was a lot of gray in the crowd for brain cancer awareness. Were you aware of that? And what's it kind of like to see the support that you got there today?
No, honestly, I wasn't aware of that. So I don't have any social media. I'm on no social media platform, so I don't know about most of the things. But yeah, makes it even better coming into the stadium and seeing something like this. And as I mentioned in the beginning, and I want to clarify that as much as I can, it was never my intention to get attention or something. Especially in that, not with something like that. And I'm always, I used to be always, or I'm always a person who appreciates his privacy. But I think in this case, yeah, I revealed it because there was already a lot of assumptions, and that's why I wanted to clarify that. But then seeing that people care so much and support us in that is obviously amazing, and we are definitely very, very grateful for that, and we don't take that for granted.
You guys have lost 3 straight, but if you look at them, LAFC, you guys hung with them pretty well. Cincinnati game, maybe not. And then this one in which you kind of controlled. I mean, when you look at a 3-game losing streak, does it feel like that, or how does it, what is it?
Yeah, obviously it does, because like in the end of the day, the atmosphere within the team during the week is never as good when you lost a game. It's always much better when you won a game. There's always like yeah, more fun, and yeah, but now in this case, obviously losing the 3rd time and losing so unlucky is obviously not great. And yeah, but I mean, in the end of the day, I think we are kind of spoiled from last year, because like last year we had an incredible season, and I know we don't want to talk about last year, but like it's very easy to be a good team when you are winning a lot of games almost every week, and then everybody can laugh with each other and be good with each other. But character shows in tough times, and I think now losing 3 games, now like characters are gonna be revealed, who sticks with the principles, who is giving everything, who is not giving up, who is doing everything for his teammate, or are we now questioning everything? And I mean, we shouldn't do that. We should definitely analyze all the games and see what we have to do better. And I think we have to be also very honest about things that we have to do better. For example, as I said, yeah, these chances, we just have to score them. It's that easy. I mean, Seattle had almost no chances, and they scored 2 goals. And yeah, we just have to get better at these things.
Fitness wise, how is it coming along? I mean, you go 20 minutes tonight. What's kind of the next milestone progression for you of increasing your playing time?
Yeah, I felt pretty good, to be honest. I felt better than I expected because I was out a pretty long time. I think like two months or like 9 weeks. So I would say I feel better than I thought, but I still have to be patient. I still have to be yeah, aware of the situation that I was out for a pretty long time. And the coach will definitely help me in that to be patient. Sometimes even if I don't like it, but yeah, I'm just hoping that I can increase the minutes as soon as possible and be back hopefully in the starting 11 as soon as possible. But yeah, it's up to the coach.
Next stop in Miami. Is it a dangerous place to be going when you've lost 3 in a row?
I don't know if it's a dangerous place to go or maybe a good situation to go there, because we are going there and nobody expects anything. And I think that's a good thing to have. Yes, at one hand we have the pressure, we have to win again. We want to win a game again, but at the other hand, yeah, as I said, Miami is a great team and nobody expects us to get something out of there. Yeah, I think even better for us. But we have to get better at the things I already mentioned.
Anyone else?
In the last 10 minutes, what do you think were some of the specific qualities that the team showed to like provide that extra push at the end that almost got the equalizer?
Yeah, I think there was just like more urgency, and the mentality was kind of like we don't have anything to lose. We were down 2-0, and then yeah, we were kind of thinking like whatever, like if we can see the 3rd goal or if we score a goal, like there's nothing to lose. And I think we have to play more like that, because it seems like sometimes that we are kind of afraid to make mistakes. But yeah, if you are afraid to make mistakes, you will do mistakes anyway, and you just like you are not like bold on the pitch, and I think that's what we need. And also like in these situations now, players who step up, players who are not afraid to make mistakes, and players who are taking ownership and responsibility instead of leaving the responsibilities to other guys.
And then with all the competition and training for the starting spots for the game this week, is that a good environment for yourself to come back into, like when you're trying to slowly ease yourself back in?
I mean, in the end of the day, everybody has to give everything in every single training session to be part of the team, and I think nobody here can can say something about not getting chances, because I think the coach, he rotates a lot. He gives a lot of guys the chance to show themselves, and I mean, in the end of the day, you got to train well, but then it comes to the games, you know. In the end of the day, you have to deliver on the pitch and show your best version on the pitch, and show that you deserve a starting spot, because obviously we have a lot of guys and everybody wants to play, and but in the end of the day, I always say it's better to talk less and show more in actions.
Time for one more. I do thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.